Hello everyone, I hope you're enjoying your day. Welcome back to another BeamNG.Drive video. So today we'll be looking at my favorite off-road vehicle mods for BeamNG.Drive. Since we're looking at off-roaders, we won't even bother crashing them. We'll just look at what kind of drive they have, the ground clearance, suspension travel, do they have a high-low range box, and what about locking differentials. Of course, we'll also take a look at what they actually look like, both inside and out, and as always, you'll have the download links to all mods in the description below. If you don't see them right away, just expand the description and they'll all be there. Before we start, please take a moment to subscribe if you haven't done so yet, and also leave a like on this video if you end up enjoying it. It really helps the channel out a lot, and I really appreciate it. So, let's get started. The first mod on this list is LKS Prerunner. Just like the name suggests, it's a high-performance off-road truck that scours the track for the racing team. This thing comes with a very powerful engine, but unfortunately only rear-wheel drive. It's still quite light on its feet for what it actually is. As you can see, it's got quite a high ground clearance, and it's also got a lot of suspension travel. It unfortunately doesn't feature a high-low range box, nor does it feature locking differentials, being only rear-wheel drive. Overall, it performed decently well on my off-road tests, but it feels more at home on sandy dunes than it does on rocks or mud. It's still surprisingly good for a rear-wheel drive truck though. The next mod on this list is GL83. As you can see, this thing is a heavy-duty off-road SUV. It comes fully equipped with all-wheel drive, high-low range box, locking differentials, and high ground clearance. The suspension travel amount is just average though, which is a shame. Now, one kinda annoying thing about this mod is that it only comes with quick ratio steering, and that's kinda annoying about it as I don't like those on off-roaders, but some of you might enjoy it. When it comes to the off-road tests, it performed good. It was actually very good on the rocks and good in the mud. I'd love to see a bit more suspension travel though, but overall it's great. The next mod on this list is HellHopper. As you can see, the whole idea of this mod is a simple red rod old Jeep. It naturally comes with all-wheel drive, but kind of weird low-range gearbox. And by weird, I mean actually great if you just need crawling. It's very good in that. It unfortunately has no locking differentials, the ground clearance is kinda medium, and the suspension travel average, but overall it's surprisingly good. In the off-road tests, it did really good. It's a very good crawler, like I already mentioned, but the transmission makes it not ideal for the faster stuff. It's a shame that it doesn't sit a bit higher above the ground, but still surprisingly good for what it is. The next mod on this list is Blackpool Sandshark. This thing is a really low weight off-road buggy, but it only comes in rear-wheel drive unfortunately. It doesn't come with fancy features such as high-low range box or locking differentials, being rear-wheel drive naturally. And the ground clearance is not really high, we can call it medium, but it does have a lot of suspension travel. It's really nimble and fast and really fun on gravel or sand. When it comes to off-road tests, it's not too impressive in the mud, snow or high rocks, and I'd love to see a bit more ground clearance in that regard, but it's very good overall and like I said, very fun in the sand. The next mod on this list is DSC Scarab. As you can see, it's another buggy, but this one comes with all-wheel drive, it has a high-low range box, and it even has locking differentials. The ground clearance is, well, just medium, and suspension travel is just average. However, when it comes to the tests, it did good in pretty much all tests. It's very good on rocks and also good in mud. Again, I'd like to see a bit more ground clearance for the rocks. Overall, pretty good off-roader. The next mod on this list is Trackfab Brawler. This still counts as a buggy I think, but it's huge. It comes with all-wheel drive, obviously high ground clearance, has a high-low range box and locking differentials. And the suspension travel on this one is also great. When it comes to the tests, it pretty much crushed all the tests. It's best of the bunch when it comes to very steep muddy hill and very impressive across the board. It's just a great off-roader. It can handle anything you throw at it, and it's also very fun to drive, so if I had to pick the best off-roader on this list, this would be it. The next mod on this list is Trackfab Dune Hopper. Now, when it comes to buggies, this thing is the buggiest of buggies, but in a buggy sense. Let me explain. It's based on BeamNG equivalent of the Beetle. the Autobello. It uses its drivetrain and suspension, albeit with some tweaks on top. As such, it comes with rear-wheel drive only, no high-low range box and no locking differentials. The ground clearance is just medium and suspension travel is average. When it comes to the tests, it performed okay on all of the tests, but naturally did not excel in any. It's probably the least capable off-roader on this list, but definitely the one with the most character of the bunch. So as an off-roader, it's okay overall. It's very fun in the sand though and very fun in the gravel also. And the final car on this list is Trackfab Unlimited. As you can see, this thing comes with very high ground clearance, it's all-wheel drive, has a high-low range box and also locking differentials. And when it comes to the suspension travel, there's a lot of it, so that's great also. Now, when it comes to the off-road tests, it did great in all of the tests, actually it was very impressive across the board. Actually, the Trackfab Brawler is the only car that seemed to be able to beat it in most tests. So if you're looking for another very capable and very fun off-roader, this is definitely the one to look out for. And that's gonna be all for the video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out a lot and I really appreciate it. We are getting very close to 1000 subscribers and that's all thanks to you. Now, along with the BeamNG content, I'm also constantly working on bringing new games to the channel. Very soon we will have a new big one, so make sure to subscribe so you can actually see it. And on top of that, I'm also building a blog site where you'll be able to have all the guides and tips in written form, along with some exclusive content that I can't really put in a video. So it's finally time to wrap up this video. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and I'll see you pretty soon. Bye bye!